So welcome back to my channel guys. Today I will be explaining to you how card magic is really done, or how you can learn and how you can make your own tricks using cards. So the first and the most basic thing which you really need is a deck of cards. That's it. And now understanding how magic is related to science. See, like in science we have some basic phenomena, and using those basic phenomena or basic theories we make more complex theories. So you have a base, and then you can add two theories to make one, three to make one, or more like this. In card what really happens is there are some basic steps or basic theories which you must understand, and only after you know those basics can you really make a good trick. So let me to show you some of the most basic trick, and that is forcing a card on your, like, the person in front of you. So for example, I have a deck of cards. So what a lot of time happens is you might think the person who in front of you asks you to choose a random card, and you think the card is solely random. But trust me, it is never a random card because he knows which card you will be getting. For example, this the bottommost card right now, two of clubs. So if I were to ask someone, to just randomly pick a card, so what happens is I'll just scroll through the cards, and I ask him when to stop, and he says that stop. All right. So now in between he says stop, and if I were to gently show the card, two of clubs, do you realize this? What really happened? It was at the bottom, but I forced it on my opponent to take this card. So what happened is you might think that the card you are choosing is something which is random, but in reality the magician already knows which card you will be choosing, and he's forcing that card on you. This is called forcing a card, and there are many ways to do this. But what happens is, if you know this basic trick, you can make a lot of tricks with this. For example, you must have seen this trick where a magician asks you to randomly choose a card, and after the entire event he's like, you know what, the shirt which I'm wearing has that card, or like the briefcase which he's having, has the card, or which, like, he already knows which card it is. So it's easy for him to predict and to place some clues as to how he came up with it. Like I did this trick at a small party, and what happened is I did a new variation of it. So essentially what was happening is I messaged my Jiju one card. I think that was ace. Yes, I messaged him. No, 10 of diamonds. Yes, I remember. I messaged him 10 of diamonds, and after 15 minutes, I started this trick. And I was like, just choose any random card, and then he chose a random card, and then the event happened. And in the end, I told him, check your phone. And when he checked his phone, he realized I had already messaged him that card, and he was stuck. Like, what was happening? And this is how you can, make a lot of variations with it. And there are a lot more theories also. For example, you must have seen this, whenever someone asks you, you know to choose a card, and let's assume you have taken queen of hearts, all right, and then you place it on top of the deck, and then what happens is you might think that the person is really shuffling the deck, all right, but in reality what is happening is he's trying to move that card to the top, or sometimes to the bottom, and he's in control. See, you might think that the shuffling was random, but in reality it's not a random shuffle, because he knows what really is happening and where the card is going on. Like, I did purposely wrong so that you can see what really happened. I split the deck in two with my thumb. I like make a cavity. Like, in front you'll not realize this, but in the back you'll realize there's a cavity, and then I take some from the lower cavity, put it at top, and then again put it at top, and I still have that card at top. And this is essentially known as the false shuffle, in which you might think that the card is being shuffled, but in reality it's not being shuffled. So right now the top card is queen of hearts, but it's not queen of hearts. In reality I changed the card. It's a sleight of trick. Like I'm just gonna turn around the card and Queen of Hearts. So what essentially I'm doing is these are some basic tricks, not tricks, the basic theories of cards. If you understand these theories, then you can make more of these tricks. And as to how to do these theories, I will be making a separate video for every single one of them, explaining in detail how to make it or how to do it. So what in the end happened is I actually picked up two cards. You know, there are a lot of theories, like I said, so don't get confused. But yes, with two, with three, with four, you can combine as many as you want and you can create a new trick. And that's how magicians create tricks. They have some basic theories and then they can create more tricks. For example, one of the most fundamental trick which you must have seen in TV is that a magician asks you to, take a card and you choose a random card, and after that he proceeds with the entire trick with that card. So what happening is, forcing a card, he already knows what card it is, so he had already come prepared with all the stuff he had already prepared all the props regarding that same card. And if you are really wanting to do magic, then you must realize, don't try to always choose the same card. For example, like I chose 10 of diamonds. For my next trick, I will be using 2 of clubs or something like that. I don't want to make it too obvious that the one same card is happening all the time. So this way you can ensure that your trick is still a trick for people. Like, it's my first time revealing it. I did read a book about magic. I'll like make sure I'll mention all of that in my future videos. I'll explain it to you how magic tricks are done. So for now, just sign off and I'll be explaining you more. Yes, let's assume. Thank you.